Yeah, not only is Sheriff Penzone blaming past practices within the department for failing to properly keep track of their guns, but this 2016 audit shows a history of years of poor oversight, and Monday's shootout is a terrible consequence from this.
Ineffective, inefficient, and outdated. Those were the words used in a 2016 audit that highlighted a mismanagement of firearms within MCSO. And now Sheriff Paul Penzone is having to face the problem head on.
The practices within the organization of how we issued, tracked, and recovered weapons was unacceptable.
On Monday, 27-year-old Arnaldo Caraveo died in a shootout with officers on I-17. Today, investigators revealed the rifle Caraveo used and another gun he had in his car were stolen from MCSO.
We could not confirm the last time they were actually documented in the possession of an employee within this organization.
Penzone says those two guns are just part of a bigger problem that goes years back on a timeline.
MCSO says firearms disappeared between 2010 and 2015. And what we do know is in 2014, the government took away a military equipment program from MCSO after they found 9 guns were unaccounted for. But MCSO now says sometime in these 5 years, they actually lost track of 29 guns.
Too many. If one's out there, it's one too many.
Hello?
Hi, is this Sheriff Arpaio?
So we called up the guy who was in charge during those years, former Sheriff Joe Arpaio. First, I asked him about the 9 guns the government found missing in 2014.
They listed 8 .45 caliber handguns missing and 1 M16 rifle.
Well, all I can say, this is way back. I vaguely remember some missing weapons, and my staff took appropriate action.
But Penzone is critical of that.
For an organization to have such a lack of discipline in accounting for their own firearms is unacceptable.
Would you agree with Sheriff Penzone that it is unacceptable that MCSO cannot locate 29 firearms?
I don't care what the sheriff is saying. If that's what he said. That's his opinion.
And Penzone says he has already changed policies to make sure there is now proper documentation and digital records of his office's firearms. As for the suspect, Caraveo, he had an open case for misconduct involving weapons he shouldn't have had because he is a convicted felon, and he was supposed to be back in court on November 11th for those charges. Guys, back to you.